Good day, students. In the previous class, we have seen about sampling theorem, which very clearly stated that a signal can be reconstructed after sampling only if it follows the condition Fs greater than 2b, where b is called as the bandwidth of the given input signal. Or we told that the minimum sampling frequency required for a signal to be reconstructed is given as Fs is equal to 2b. However, we have to analyze what will happen during the reconstruction of the signal if this sampling theorem is not obeyed. In order to analyze this, we go for study of sampling at, below and above the Nyquist rate, which will be discussed in this video. So, sampling of the signal at the Nyquist rate is called as Nyquist sampling. Sampling of a signal below Nyquist rate is called as undersampling. Sampling of a signal above Nyquist rate is called as oversampling. Let us study these effects of sampling by considering an example. So consider a signal x of t equal to sinc squared 5 pi t. A plot of this sinc signal is given over here and the corresponding Fourier spectrum is drawn over here. From the Fourier spectrum, it is very much evident that this spectrum is nothing but a triangular waveform and its corresponding representation is given by x of omega equal to amplitude is 0.2, triangle is represented by triangle of the variable over here is omega and the corresponding variation over here is 20 pi in terms of omega. If we represent in terms of f, it can also be represented as 0.2 triangle of f divided by 10, because when we take it as f or b, okay, we can tell that the variation over here is 10. So for this signal, let us apply sampling under these three conditions. To begin with, we start with the Nyquist sampling. So the Nyquist sampling, to begin with, the bandwidth of the signal is 5 Hz. So we can see here that the bandwidth of the signal is nothing but the central one 0 to the corresponding frequency over here. So 0 to b, which is considered as 5 Hz, is called as the corresponding bandwidth of the signal. So the signal should be the Nyquist rate. Since we are doing it at a Nyquist sampling, the signal is sampled at a Nyquist rate Fs given as 2b, which is equal to 10 Hz, or the corresponding radian frequency is given as 20 pi radians per second. So Fs is equal to 10 Hz means that the signal is sampled at the rate of 10 samples per second. The corresponding Nyquist interval t equal to 1 by 2b, which we have seen in the sampling theorem, so which gives 0.1 second. That is why we can see here that the original signal, dotted signal x of t, after sampling, it is sampled where the successive samples are placed at a distance of 0.1 second. This corresponding Fourier spectrum of this sampled signal is given as x cap of omega. So when this signal is sampled at the Nyquist sampling, we very clearly observe that it has its actual signal x of omega, which keeps on repeating on either side with the frequency denoted by Fs. So we can see that here the central point is 0 and this is going to be the frequency Fs. So the signal keeps on repeating itself with the fundamental frequency of Fs. And also we observe that the spectrum is non-overlapping. So once this spectrum is over, the next spectrum immediately starts. Hence, we can say that the spectrum has non-overlapping repetitions of this signal 1 by t into x of omega. So 1 by 0.1, because t we have taken it as point, multiplied by We know from the previous question itself, x of omega is given as 0.2 del of omega by 20 pi, so which is equal to 2, and hence we get the amplitude here as 2 del of omega by 20 pi, which repeats for every 10 hertz because the sampling frequency we have taken here is 10 hertz. So 0 to fs keeps on repeating. So now when this spectrum is passed through a low pass filter, okay, which has a frequency or bandwidth of 5 hertz, automatically this signal can be x of omega can be reconstructed from x cap of omega without any interference of other components, because low pass filter will take only this component of 5 hertz and it will omit all the other higher frequency components. Hence x of t can be conveniently recovered from x cap of t at the minimum sampling condition, which is called as Nyquist sampling condition. Next case we go for oversampling. So in oversampling, for the same signal whose bandwidth is 5 hertz, we are sampling it at the signal which is greater than the Nyquist rate. So in previous case we took fs equal to 2b, but here we are going to take fs greater than 2b, which is nothing but 2b equal to 20 hertz, 2b equal to 10 hertz. So 5 into 10 will be 10. However, we are choosing fs greater than 10 hertz, which we are choosing as 20 hertz, and its corresponding radiance is 40 pi. It means the signal is sampled at the rate of 20 samples per second. The corresponding sampling interval t, okay, it is also greater than the Nyquist rate 1 by 2b. In this case, we are choosing t equal to 1 by fs. We know that very well. So fs is 20 hertz. So 1 by 20 equal to 0.05 seconds. So here you can see that the dotted signal x cap of t, the dotted signal x of t, which when sampled with the sampling period, the interval between the two samples is 0.05 seconds, and hence we get a sampled version of the signal x cap of t. And the corresponding Fourier spectrum of this is given as x cap of omega. So when this spectrum very clearly states that there is absolutely no overlapping repetitions. So the spectrum has non-overlapping repetition of 1 by t x of omega. So here t is 1 by 0.05 multiplied by 0.2 del of omega, so which is equal to the amplitude of 4. So 4 del of omega by 20 pi, repeating for every 20 hertz, because the sampling frequency here we have taken it as 20 hertz. So if this is 0, the signal repeats again at 20 hertz or 40 pi radians per second. That is why there is a large spacing between these two spectrums. Hence, when we pass this through a low pass filter which has a frequency, a minimum frequency of 5 hertz, or any practical filter which will allow this frequency component, we will be able to reconstruct the signal x of omega from x cap of omega, since the spectrum has non-overlapping repetitions. However, because of overlapping, we can see that there are empty bands between the successive cycles. The third case is undersampling. So here we choose the sampling rate fs lesser than the Nyquist rate 2b. So fs lesser than 10 hertz, here we consider 5 hertz, and the corresponding omega s is 10 pi radians per second. It means that the signal should be sampled at the rate of 5 samples per second. The corresponding sampling interval t is also lesser than 2b, or you can tell t equal to 1 by fs, which is equal to 0.2 seconds. Hence, this signal, original signal x of t, when sampled with a sampling interval of 0.2 seconds, will have a sample over here, and after that it will obtain only at 0.2. So when we try to plot the Fourier spectrum of this signal, we get x cap of omega, and it is very clearly evident that the spectral components are overlapping with each other. Hence, the spectrum has overlapping repetitions of 1 by t x of omega. So the amplitude, by substituting the value of t equal to 0.2 seconds, we get it as simply as 1. So 1 del of omega by 20 pi, where it repeats every 5 hertz. So why does this frequency component repeat? It repeats because the sampling frequency is 5 hertz. So if this is 0, again the next sampling frequency center point is 5 hertz, and obviously the signal will be overlapping. So in this case, when we pass this through a low pass filter, it will try to pick up all the components in this particular range, or we can tell that it selects components from 0 to 5. So in that case, what happens is higher frequency components are also interfering with the lower frequency components, and hence we cannot recover x of omega from x cap of omega. Or we can also tell that x of t cannot be recovered from x cap of t. Overlapping of high frequency over low frequency component is called as aliasing. So to put everything in one nutshell, we can tell this tabular column. So the central one is the Nyquist rate. So at the Nyquist rate, it is possible to reconstruct the signal, where we have chosen sampling time period t equal to 1 by 2b, which is 0.1 seconds. For oversampling, it was possible to reconstruct again the signal from its original signal. However, spacing between the spectrum gives rise to empty cycles. Undersampling is a very important criteria which gives rise to a concept called as aliasing. So aliasing is nothing but overlapping of high frequency over low frequency component, and what should be done in order to overcome this aliasing will be discussed in the next video. Thank you, students.